Alrighty, cupcakes, the board is set. We have all of our prompts here as corresponding of what type of prompt they have, and as well as the corresponding colors, so I don't have to get confused because we have changed this board a couple times. But we're going to go ahead and roll a d10, and we're going to roll all the way until we get to the end of the board. Hopefully we won't have too many books, but if we do, we can definitely use them towards our Rumblethon goal. The more books, probably the better to get more points. I will probably be trying to get as many points for my team compared to putting points against other teams. But we'll just see. It depends on the prompt and type of book, but we will see what we do once we get there. So let's go ahead and do our first roll. A 7. So dark blue, genre. And I have shuffled all of these, so I'm not sure what they will be. So our first prompt is going to be a romance book. Okay, next roll is a 3. So 10, which is yellow, which is an other prompt. And it is Fable Picks My Book. Okay. 10. So we're on 10, and we're down to 20, which is green. So visual, which is flora on the cover, or flowers, plant. And most likely our last roll, let's see what we get. Either a 9 or a 1. Let's re-roll that because I went in the middle. 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is the end, which is a mood read. So I can read whatever I would like. So in total, we got 4 prompts. And so we need to pick a romance book, a Fable Picks My Book, book with flora on the cover, and a mood read. So I will be back and show y'all what I picked for those rolls. Okay, Cupcake, so this is the part where I have Fable pick a book for me. This is my want to read list on the Fable app. The Fable app is definitely not accurate for me. I even contemplated getting rid of Fable altogether, but I found out that there's this pick for me option on the app. I have 843 books in this. I am only going to actually let it choose books if the book I already... If I have the book, I will read it, and if I do not own the book, I will just keep picking until I have a book that I actually own on either Kindle or physical. So let's see what it picks. Alright, we're going to pick again because I do not own the book that it showed. I don't own that one either. Don't own this one, but I would love to read this one. Let's try one more time. Let's see if I can filter it. That's just by genre, sort, earliest date added. Yeah, it's going to show a bunch of books that I haven't read or owned. Let's just try one more time. Like I said, this was not going to be accurate because it has so many books added on there that I don't own. Time of Death. I believe I own this one, and I think I own it in the physical copy. So let me check. Okay, so hello Cupcakes, we are back. I went and picked my books for the 4 prompts that we had, and then I'm also going to show a little template here of what I had in February. I did not film a TBR game because I just simply did the Swoony Readers readathon that they did. I just try to do the bingo board or the movie prompt one that they had, which I did here, which I think was 27 Dresses was the book, and then had multiple prompts, and I just picked books for those prompts. As of right now filming this, I've only did Harry Potter's book so far. I have not picked up a physical book at all except one, which was not one of those prompts, but I'm hoping with, I think, 2 days left, that I might get like one other book on that list done, which is probably the spicy novella one, because those books are very easy to get through. But needless to say, the TBR that I did for February did not happen, so they are moving on to March. So, first things first, the romance prompt, I'm going to be doing The Princess Bride, which it is on that TBR. So, Princess Bride for romance. And then Fable picks, we screen recorded me doing the picks for me. Fable, it was not very good for me because it kept picking books that I don't own, and I only wanted to do books that I own. So it finally did pick one, and it picked Time of Death by Lucy Kerr. It's got a different cover, of course, but this is the cover that I have. I don't even know where I got this from, either from a free library or from the library sales or something like that, but I have this book. Then we have Flora on the cover, so I picked Where the Library Hides, which is another one from the bingo board that I had, as well as just a book I wanted to get to, because it is the second one in the Niles series. I'm not sure what the series is called. Something Nile. I know that Secrets of the Nile, I think is what it's called. But the first one was What the River Knows, and then this is Where the Library Hides, so I want to read this one. And then mood read, I am picking Onyx Storm because I've still yet to really get into it. I think I'm on page 10. I want to get an audiobook of this so I can read it with audio because that's what I did with the first two, and I loved how it worked. So I am waiting to figure out. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to do Everand or try to get it from the library, but my library card also expired, so we'll probably have to just do Everand like trial to have Onyx Storm audio, and if not, I'll just have to read it physical because my husband right now is reading Iron Flame and he's like 400 pages in, so he's close to being done, so he's going to want to take this from me so he can read it. So yeah, we really got to get into this one. And then the only other thing I want to do is the only other book that was on any kind of January or February TBR was Vox Machina Kith and Kin. I want to finish this one because I have a bingo board for the Our Fantasy Bingo, which ends this next month. So I want to get this done before the end of this month. But I also have two other books, the one being the spicy novella thing that I showed, or not even novella, just a spicy novel, the Wrestling with Werewolves book, as well as for that bingo board for the Vox Machina book is Magical Midlife Madness, and I would get a bingo on the Our Fantasy Bingo. So those are my books that I want to do. So technically, if we do this, I have all of these books as well as two more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 books, which is not bad. I think it's doable if I can make it work. I tried to do the February books, and I actually was putting it on a calendar on my Notion and saying like how many pages a day I needed to read, but it was insane when I was like, oh, you have to read like 30 pages a day for each of your books. So I was gonna have to read like, I don't even know what that would be. Like I had like 4 books, 5 books, however many were on that bingo board, and had to do like 30 pages for each of them to get them at the deadline. It wasn't gonna happen. I got so out of it then and got in a slump of being like, nope, I don't want to do that. Like in the first 3 days of the month. So the only book I've been focusing on is the one that I'm easy to do because it's on the Kindle and I have to do the Kindle app, which I've already reset again for the daily reading because if you skip a day, it's like, oh, reset, was Harry Potter, which I'm slowly getting through. I'm 67%, I think, at this very point that I'm filming this. I'm so ready to be done with it. It's good. It's just, I'm like, okay, but I need to know what happens. Like, it's so leading up to something, and like I know what it is, of course, because I've already watched the movies when I was a kid. I didn't read the books when I was a kid, but I'm like, there's just too much of this that just needs to be gone, and then just be like, done. So yeah, I don't understand why it's so long, but I am excited to go ahead and get this one done. I'm on the Half-Blood Prince, and then I have just the last book, so I'm ready to get it over with. So I most likely will try to get that one finished too on the Kindle because none of these are Kindle books except the other two that I mentioned, the Wrestling with Werewolves and the Midlife Madness, whatever. So anyway, that is my March TBR. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Stay sweet. Bye.